guys, it's Rose. Welcome back to Journals in Time, and welcome if you're new. So, what we are doing today, we are looking at the autumn journal that I started for the 2000 Subby giveaway. Now, if you remember, at the time I was working on 3 different journals, and I went on to finish the one for the swap. I was doing one for the swap, one for the giveaway, and one possibly to sell in my Etsy shop or to keep. I hadn't fully decided and still haven't fully decided. Just get the thread off there. So this is the one that I'd finished the one for Bella, for my swap partner, and I had continued working with this one for the giveaway. So what have we got at the moment? We have the cover on, we have the pages bound in, the spine is decorated, it's got ridges down the spine. It's not very easy to see those on camera. You can see the gold leaf that I put on them. A couple of bits of lace and some leaf buttons, which I thought worked really well. I have nothing done with the front yet. And on the inside we have some decor done, particularly on the first signature. As you can see, it lies so flat. Now Rhonda, I will say, if you want to be surprised when you get this journal, look away now. Don't watch the rest of the video. Okay, lovely? So we have some beautiful bright orange fabric coming down here, some staining on this page. I love how the staining came out on this, and that was just done with water and inks. I just flooded it with water, added inks and just played. We have a ruffle down here. I'm just going to give a quick flip through of what we have, okay? So we have a flip out. We have a belly band, and not all of the pockets, actually I don't think any of the pockets have things in them at the moment. I hadn't gotten to the point of filling the pockets yet. There we go. I should probably do that as I go, but I can never seem to do it. I just want to get on and do the next pocket. And we have a pocket down here, beautiful cluster up here. What's this? Ledger page, vintage ledger paper. Fabric flip. And you remember the Fall Friends kit that we were working with? There we go. I love that paper. That is a freebie in my Ko-fi shop. It should still be up there if you want to grab that. This is, it's open at the moment, but it is actually going to be glued down the sides, and it's all filled in here as well, just to kind of, and it'll be a pocket, window pocket. So loving that. Love how it came out. Pocket here, and we have another flip and fabric flip, and that. We have one of our little fold downs. I did this on camera with you guys, made these, and it's got the pocket to the back, altered paper clip, a little tuck spot under here with a paint chip. I think I did that. Did I do that on camera with you guys as well? I'm not sure. Then we have a little belly band with a notebook on here, so the notebook comes off and you turn it over, and a little button at the back, and it's got scrappy papers in there. Okay, that's that. Little pocket. I actually love that pocket. There's an actual leaf that I have decoupaged onto the page. I love how that came out as well. It's one of those very delicate pages. The ink is actually, this kind of demonstrates the importance of using archival ink. So this comes from the 1890s. Now it is very thin paper, I will say, so, but the acidity of the ink is basically eating through the paper, and that's why that is happening. So yeah, but I love how it looks in the journal. I think it looks amazing. So yeah, another short page there, and this is actually a tuck spot. I'll be putting something in there. We have a magnetic page tab and an envelope. I don't think I have anything in the envelope yet. Nope, nothing in the envelope yet. That envelope comes from the kit. And there we have the other side of that. And we're on to the second signature. So there's a couple of bits and pieces in this one, but not a whole lot. This page, I was supposed to hinge this with another one and put that in there, but I forgot to do it when I was binding, so I'm not sure. I may or may not. I may not even put it in there, because actually I was looking at it afterwards, and it's actually talking about Christmas. I didn't know that when I was putting them in there. So I might find a different page to go in there, or I might just leave it out. We'll see. So this is what we are working with. Okay. And then we have, in the centre, we have that beautiful squirrel book page. Love it. And the girl blowing a dandelion clock. And here we have a little flip out envelope pocket. It's not an envelope, it's just a flip out pocket. And I do have a postcard in here, like so. Beautiful cluster on the side. Yeah, very pleased with how that one turned out. So that's that. There's the other side of that book page that I was supposed to hinge together. Okay, so the first signature is pretty much embellished all the way through. We need to fill pockets and things like that, but the second signature needs a lot of work. So that's what we're going at. I have all of the stuff ready to go. It's all in a big pile on another table across the way that I set up just when Christmas came around. I wanted to just put the autumn stuff over on that table because I needed to keep working on it. But I didn't have room around me, and it's been there ever since. And it's all laid out over there. So I am going to go and have a little look and a little think about what I want to do, and I'll come right back to you guys. Okay, so I've been and picked over some bits and pieces that I want to use or may use or something like that. And the first thing I'm going to do, I have a little piece of an encyclopedia page with the mouse entry on it and a very cute picture of a mouse down here. So I'm going to get that in here, but I want to do something with the page first. Now, I'm going to kind of, when I'm doing these UFO projects, I'm going to kind of come in and out with decorating and maybe things that you may or may need to know, things like that. If it's just something like gluing down a piece of paper, I'm just going to speed the video up and get through it, okay? And then I'll come back and talk to you in between all the little bits and pieces. Okay? Okay, now I had skipped a couple of pages back here, which I'd forgotten about. We will be doing something with that as well. I'm leaving that page as is. This page is fine with the pocket. We need something to go in the pocket. These pages need something doing with them. These pages are from an exercise book, or a copybook as we call them here, that a priest studying the seminary used. So it's completely filled in. There were no blank pages in the copy. But the paper itself is lovely, and I love the idea of using these kind of papers in here with the writing and things on them. So let's see what we want to do with this. Now, I think some gesso on one side of it anyway, possibly on this side. And I'm thinking to do a pocket here. So let's see, do I have a pocket handy? I have pulled over a few bits and pieces, like I said, and there are some pockets ready to go and things like that as well. But I also have things that I can use to make pockets. What I do have, now I don't know, I'm going to check and see, do I have one of these in here already? I don't think I do. I must also remember to use some ruffles. It's kind of a bit jarring to go away from a project and then come back to it. You forget kind of the idea you had in your head in the first place, you know. But I do know that I had kind of continued to use ruffling and fabrics throughout the first signature, so I need to kind of make sure I continue that to the second signature as well. There's one there, and it is a pocket. Do you know what? I actually don't mind. I'm going to use it here. The way I had done this, I wanted to actually use it as some sort of a dangle, I think. Let me see. Put it right on this. Oh, that's kind of cool. I know that back here on one of the short pages, I have a little kind of slide tuck here. Just wondering what I'm not actually going to put it there because, excuse me, we have one in that signature already, but I just want to see if it will fit. Oh, it would have fit a little tight, but it would have actually fit nicely in there. what to do. That's too perfect to not use it in there, isn't it? Really. And that's just so perfect. So perfect. Okay, I'm going to have to leave that there. There's just no two ways about that. Okay. That's that decision made. So we need to find something else for these pages. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to gesso this side of this page. And I'm going to pop this pocket on here, I think. Perfect. So you can still actually see the writing. You'll still be able to write on it, and yet it looks decorative. Love it. Okay. So let's get our belly band in there. Awesome. And our slider piece still works. Lovely. I do love those sliders. They're just so much fun. Okay, so that's that. We're leaving this. Might do a little collage or cluster or something. Okay, let's see what we have. I do have some already made up. Things like this. Yeah, I'm going to make it a tuck. So this is already sanded. I'm just going to give a nice bit of glue down the side here. Next, so we're sorted with all of these so far. Okay, sorted with that one. That one is staying as it is. This is a little flip already, so we need to do something with that. Now, I love that page. Okay, so it's the following day, and when I came in and sat down earlier on, I just started playing around and I added a few bits in before I turned on the camera, so I'll just give you a quick look at those. I just added a little ruffle here, just to put something on the page. We did that earlier in the video. I just put a little journaling card in there. It needs backing and possibly framing or something, but I will do something with that. Did all that earlier. So with this page, I adored this paper. I didn't want to cover it up, but I was looking for something for this page and I picked this up and it just looked so beautiful there. I couldn't not put it there. So it is put in as a kind of a top tuck. It doesn't need to be used like that. It looks just beautiful as it is. And I've also done the pocket down here. This pocket was formed because this page was too long and I just folded it up. And the piece on the front is also a pocket, like so. And this can also be used as a tuck spot for little tickets and things if so desired, which I possibly will do when I go back to fill the journal. Okay, so what are we on to next? We are on to this page, and what I'm going to do with this, because I bound the journal, I was trying to get myself organised, and I bound the journal before I was ready to really, to be honest. I would like to have put some texture paste on here. Possibly. I don't know that I actually would have done it, but that's one of the things that came to my mind. But because of the way we're working and I can't lay the sheet aside, I'm just going to work ahead and do something else. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put some of this tea-dyed kind of, it's not quite parchment paper, I think it's jelly paper actually. I'm just going to tear around a section and glue that in here, so you'll still get to see the music notes. I will leave it so that there's a little border of that beautiful creamy music paper, and we'll get that down, and that can be used as a journaling spot. And yes, this paper can be written on with a ballpoint pen. I checked. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do with that, and I may do some slow stitching on this page as well. Okay, so let's get it glued down anyway first. Let's get it torn out and glued down. I'll scoot this part forward for you. so I'm going to put this one there, and I'm going to put this in here as well. I'm going to cut it off at the top there. It's got some mushroom stamping, it's got some papers from the kit, it's got some of my jelly prints, some stamping and bits and pieces. So yeah, I think that will work. Let me just mark that where I want to cut it. And I'm going to just glue this straight up as a decoration. It won't be a tuck or anything like that. I'll get this piece on first. Okay, so I'm going to do some slow stitching. I'm just going to do a simple cross stitch, maybe 3 to 5 down around here, just kind of along the edge of this. And first thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to mark my holes with some pen. And I do want to show you a little trick with embroidery thread that makes things a lot easier for me when threading the needle. Let's get some thread out of here. I don't normally just pull it willy-nilly like this either, but for the sake of speed on camera now today, we can sort it all out later. Now, what I do with embroidery thread, because the eye of my needle is relatively small, I mean it's a large needle, but the eye is still quite small, I will just take a little bit of glue on my fingers. And I'm just going to roll the tip of the thread in between those two fingers of the glue. Okay, and it makes like, almost like an aglet on a lace. Can you see that? Okay, and it makes it a lot easier to put it through the eye of the needle. Now I don't know if it's going to work through the eye of this needle, but I'm going to give it a go. If not, I'm going to have to get a bigger needle or employ a more involved kind of a trick. There we go, made it so much easier to get that embroidery thread through the eye of the needle. Okay, now let's mark our holes, because I want this to be relatively neat, and I am not the neatest sewer because I don't do it very often. So I'm going to take a pencil and just going to mark a series of little dots that I can use as a reference, trying to keep them relatively square. So I'm going to do 5, and they seem to have gotten bigger and bigger as I went down. Ay, even with a pencil I can't do it right. Ugh. Anyway, so I'm going to poke my holes with my needle. And this way there'll be no guesswork on the other side as to where I need to come back up. And because I want to hide my, I'm going to put a little knot in here, and I want to hide that. I will glue it into place as well, but I am going to start under this one. We'll see how it works out. It may not work out very well for me, we'll see. I may end up actually tearing the paper here. Maybe not, we'll see. We shall see. I'm just going to go back into it. And what am I after doing here? And here we go. This is the joys of it. I don't know what I've done. Ah, yes. Okay. Okay. I pulled through. Not to worry. We'll just continue. And I'll do something with that in a moment. I could have just unthreaded it and started it again, but I tend to not do things like that. And I'm already after going wrong here, just so you know. But we're going to be hiding some of this anyway, so. As long as we have the X's on this side right, I think I'll be okay. I really have to think about this. Not everybody does. It's second nature to some people, and more power to you girls. Okay, so that looks pretty cool there, I think. I like it. So now we need to figure out what to do with the back. Now, if I had actually done that all the ways down, that would have looked really kind of cool, to be honest. Still looks pretty cool, but I do want to kind of neaten it and tidy it up. Now, first thing I need to do, I need to finish off this somehow. Is there a way to do this neatly without, is there just a way to do this neatly? I don't know. That is how I'm going to do it for now. I see way too much thread. I knew it. I always do it. But not to worry. I'm going to leave that. I have a spool here that I can leave that sitting in. Okay. What to do here? Could just leave the ends. Could just fray them out and leave them. That one wouldn't look too bad like that, but this one sticks up. Okay, so let me try something. I have a teeny tiny crochet hook here. I'm going to try to pull this end down the center and just see how it looks. It may look really bad. We'll see. Try being the operative word, because it doesn't seem to want to work for me. There we go. That's one. So if I do it like that and just glue the ends like so, that would actually not be too bad. Still a little something on the page, you know. Okay, so let's get some bit of glue down here. Just enough that it'll stick but not make it mucky looking, hopefully. And I may put a button on that. Where's my little box? Oh yes, that would be adorable. Let's try a different colour. I like that colour because it ties in really, really nicely with the greens in here. It's not quite big enough, and I don't think I have another one that colour in a bigger size. But I do have a little flower one, which might be cute. Nope, that's not it. That might be cute. Oh, I like it. Yes, I'm going to do that one. And, I'm just going to stick it down, I think. I'm not going to put any thread through it or anything. And I've just realised I actually kind of need to use glossy accents for that, don't I? It's because of the plastic. Okay, need to be a little bit delicate with that for a few minutes. I might clamp it. Yeah, I like that. Okay, next. I'm tempted to leave this page as is. It's got the kind of blush colour in the background. It's not even blush, it's kind of tending more towards the purple, and we have some purples in this kit as well. And it does have some wax resist patterning on it as well. Excuse me. So I'm tempted to leave it just as it is, but I may stamp on it. What do you guys think? I think it's kind of refreshing to have just a blank page every now and again. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave that one. And let's see what we can do with this one. I'm going to leave that as a writing space. That is a lovely journaling page. So I'm going to leave that. It's got the border around the edge and everything, so I'm not going to do anything. But we'll do something here. Now I know that I want to put this pocket in here, so I'm going to keep that in mind as well. Oh, this paper is so smooth. I don't think I used anything out of the ordinary for printing this kit, but that paper is ultra smooth. That is beautiful. Okay, I'm actually going to leave that page for now. I will come back to it, but for now we're going to go on and we're going to get this down. Now my video camera shut off a minute ago. The SD card was full, but all I've done here, I have cut a piece of card to fit the back of this because the ribbon coming through, things would have gotten caught on it on the way in and out. I've trimmed down the sides I just took off those extra bits that we didn't need. And I'm just going to get this glued down. Now, I would much prefer to have a gusset at the bottom of this, but I don't want to lose that much of the pocket. So I'm going to put it down and just glue the bottom. It has the gussets in the side, which will make a little bit of room in the pocket, but not as much as if I'd had the gussets in the bottom as well. Love this paper. I got these a long time ago. A friend of ours works in a garage where they scrap cars for parts and things, and he'll sometimes find bits and pieces in cars, and he found a bundle of these in one of the cars that came in and he gave them to me. I'm so lucky and I love them. It's got flocked pattern on it and it's got the gilding, just so beautiful. They were for somebody's wedding invitations, I think, from what I can remember. There were other bits that came with them as well. I can't remember what they were. I think it was a cream card. They've been used over the years as well. I've had them for a long time. Alright, so let's get this in place. Love that it adds just a touch of luxury with that flocked paper. So beautiful, beautiful. And perfect for this journal. So that is that. Going to have to make sure that that presses down because it is quite a thick piece of card. I need to kind of come back and make sure it's sticking every now and again. And the last thing I'm going to do today, I'm going to look at this page. Now, in the journal that I made for the swap for Bella, I had put 3 little buttons across here and used them as a little tuck spot. Now, obviously we can't do it here. I would like to incorporate that idea in this one as well. So I'm thinking maybe something across there. Let me see, where are my buttons? Lots of buttons. Plenty of choice anyway, although some of them are the same, they're not all different. You could use the same idea with a charm, just kind of stick a charm down halfway and you can tuck something in behind it. Really nice idea as well. But we'll stick with the buttons in this case. Just taking out all the extra bits that aren't buttons. So I had just 3 buttons kind of lined up. They were different sizes. So maybe like that. That's kind of cute. But I like these purple ones as well. Could we do 4? We could. See, I like that button. I love those buttons. They're actually from River Island. They must have come with some coat or something that I had, but I had a full set of them, which is very strange. Possibly use a yellow instead of the red, maybe. I don't know, the purple is throwing me off on that one, so we'll take it out. So we have a tiny little peachy one. Don't have to put in the 4th one. I was just being greedy. I just got greedy. Okay, so I'm just trying to think, do I want to put threads in through them? I think I do. And I think I'm going to tie the knots on the outside. So I'm going to use that same red thread that we used earlier on. Nice handy dandy, sorted already on the needle. So just going to thread it through and knot it. I did that the wrong way. Oh Lord. Make sure I leave enough thread on that to be able to tie it the way I want it. Not sure if I want to knot it or put a bow. We'll start with the knot. Nope, not liking that particular bow anyway. Let's maybe... think a knot and just cut the ends and free them. Free it with my needle. Not really freeing them, we're just separating these, I guess. They're designed to be separated. Okay, that's one. This one will be a bit easier because it's just got the 2 holes, which I have to say does lend itself to a bow better than the other ones, but because we didn't do a bow on the other one, we're not going to do a bow on this one. Okay, so we'll use some glossy accents to get these down. Okay, so they need to dry. I am going to leave it there for today, you guys, and we will continue on. There isn't like a whole lot more to be done. I mean, we have to go back and fill the journal as well, but we're almost finished with the decorating, which is awesome. So yeah, I leave there, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Have a fantastic week, you guys. Bye.